everyone, hope y'all are having a great day. Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would speak about something different that I feel like a lot of people struggle with, but maybe everybody doesn't necessarily talk about. There was some time ago, it was around December, I believe, of 2019 that my skin just really went downhill, and that was one of the reasons why I went such a long time actually without filming that. And you know, it's very difficult to get the house to myself. That it was those two reasons that it was just beyond difficult to film. And obviously, you know, there are certain things that people can get over the counter, but I'm just saying the things that I used, they just unfortunately didn't work for me. I had tried so many things with, you know, that seem to work for other people, like this one, for example, the clear dual action moisturizer, the oil-free one, and then the other one, which I was convinced, you know, was gonna do the job, the Neutrogena on the spot. Yeah, it's not focusing, and unfortunately those two things work for me. Now I guess for me it's something that, like, you know, way too long of a time had gone on. That's the thing. And then, you know, I figured if nothing works, I wasn't going to continue wasting money at CVS or Walgreens or whatever, because I realized that this was something that had happened to me before years ago. And the only thing that helped was when I had gone to a dermatologist. Now, obviously, you know, that can be pricey, especially if you don't have insurance, but it's something that it's so worth you know, saving for, because like I said, absolutely nothing would have worked. I mean, I'll try to post a picture so you can see just how bad my skin got. That was actually worse on one side. So if in the picture I'm facing this way, it's because, like I said, that was the absolute worst side. So I feel like that's the one that's gonna let you know just how powerful the products that they recommended was. So the thing that you know, kind of sucked was that when I did go to a dermatologist, I mean, besides the price, obviously that sucked, but that I went there, and this was during, you know, the times that we are living in now. So there's that. So I did have to go, obviously wearing a mask, and then when I was in the office, you know, obviously we were spaced apart, but I was just kind of confused because I thought to myself, how am I going to show him how bad my face looks, you know, with this mask on? And that's the thing. I don't know if the mask aggravated it, since it wasn't like I was going out a whole lot. I was only going out when, like, I absolutely had to get out of the house. And you know, there's that. So then he just told me, oh, it's not a big deal, just, you know, just take it off and, you know, obviously put it back on. And that's what I did. I just went, I quickly took it off, put it right back on, and he was able to know right away, which is, you know, why he's a dermatologist, obviously. And he actually recommended 2 products, which I was, you know, pretty surprised and pretty happy about, since the last time this happened, like, you know, this was way back in my 30s. I ended up having to do 3 products, but obviously things have come a long way. And I'm just saying, this is the only thing that worked for me. What he prescribed me with was, gosh, what am I saying? I don't know if it's, no, sorry. I think I meant to say what he diagnosed me with was moderate acne. Now, on the surface, it doesn't sound that serious, but for some odd reason, like, none of the things that I showed you worked. I mean, I was drinking a lot of water, I was using toner, there was just, you know, I was doing everything that I thought I had to do, but nothing worked. So the thing that he actually prescribed to me, and I did use an app, there's some RX app, I believe it's called. I'll try to put the name there, or I'll put in the description, that with this app, you are able to get your medications for cheaper, which this helped me out tremendously, because I ended up having to get actually 3 medications, but one of them was for my I think it's called contact dermatitis. So that was not related to this video. And that's the thing. Now, if it wasn't for that RX app, you know, so you can save on prescriptions, I would not have even been able to afford this. That's why I thought I would mention that app there, just in case some of you don't have insurance and you won't be able to afford it otherwise. So one of them, I'm not sure what happened to the top part of it, but it just kind of cracked. So unfortunately, I can't close it properly. So, you know, that's a real bummer. Basically, there's 2 things. There's the clindamycin phosphate. I believe it's at 1%. And this one, you basically put it on your skin twice a day. You just put like a small amount. You know, I just basically had a lot of problem areas and stuff, and then that's what it was. You're basically putting a very small amount because this thing packs quite a punch. So just wanted to put that out there. This, so the clindamycin was twice a day, and then the other one, to me, this one is like the real star of the show because it felt like it just took it to the next level. The Tretinoin Cream, oh my gosh, yeah. This is the one that I feel like I really noticed it, because the Tretinoin, this one I was only able to use it every other day. So I think because of that, the fact that I only needed to use it every other day, that for me was also one of the signs that tells me that it, you know, it's a little obviously more, I don't know how to put it, just stronger. I guess that's the only way I could describe it. But I always noticed a difference whenever I would use Tretinoin, and versus the other one that it was a little more subtle. But like I said, Tretinoin was like the star of the show. And yeah, that's, you know, basically that. And you know, I just wanted to, you know, talk about it because I just feel like, you know, it might help someone out there who's basically spending all this money at the drugstore and nothing works. You know, that's the thing. I feel like if I would have, you know, been in a different situation, I would have given it maybe 2 weeks, and it could have avoided a lot of aggravation, because the longer you wait, the worse it gets. So let's say that it just starts on one side like it did for me. You wait, eventually it's bad, you know, it's blemishes here, blemishes there. It just gets, you know, really horrible. And it's just, I feel like, why go through something that's just going to make you feel uncomfortable anyway? Now, the big thing that saved me obviously was wearing masks, but then I started thinking, as convenient as it is to cover your face when you're having, you know, like a bad face day or whatever, I also kind of started wondering if maybe that was just slowing down the progress, because the last time that I took that medication, I noticed that it only took a few months to work, and this time it took several months, it seems like, because I don't know, it seemed like after a few months there was a very noticeable change to where I started to feel comfortable with my face again, which is, you know, great. But you know, there were days that like I would start breaking out here and there, and then I just could not understand what the heck was going on. This did not happen the first time that I was given this medication back in my 30s. So I just wanted to note that. So I'm not sure if wearing masks was the reason why it made him come back, since I do use disposable, because sometimes the other ones that I have, the ones that are, you know, PC and you can reuse, for me, for some reason, I have a really hard time breathing. So unfortunately, I was using that and assuming that, you know, if it's something that you're throwing away, how is it gonna keep your breakouts or make them come back? But that's just the experience that I had. And then another thing that I definitely have to note, obviously this doesn't happen for everybody, but for me, it seemed like, you know, I started keeping track of what I was eating when it did decide to come back after a couple of months that it did took for my face to be almost clear. And for me, it was dairy. I finally was able to just, you know, zap into it, or focus into what exactly I ate. And then exactly 2 days later, it would just, without a hitch, I would always break out. And that's a thing that, you know, it's a real bummer, because, you know, pizza happens to be my favorite meal, and that was what did it. Whenever I would eat pizza, I could pretty much, you know, just like bet on it, basically, that I was going to break out. You know, it would be, you know, it's just really, really annoying, because sometimes you would want to film and I wouldn't be able to because breakouts, and then I'm the worst at covering them up. And that's the thing that I just, you know, just wanted anyone who's going through this, the whole breakout thing, where they feel like, oh, thank God I wear a mask, at least I can cover this, like that there is help, that you have to seek it. Like I said, if you're buying things, you know, at CVS or Walgreens or wherever it is that you buy these things, and you notice it's been 2 weeks and you don't see any change, I would definitely recommend seeing basically a dermatologist, because that would have saved me so much aggravation if I wouldn't have waited. It just got worse. And then the marks, I'll be honest, I don't know if they'll go away completely. You know, I was, really hoping that they would, but I don't know if I'll ever have that completely clear skin that you see a lot of people on TV or even on YouTube sporting. So there's that, and that's another reason why I would recommend that you don't wait too long to see a dermatologist if possible, because like I said, the longer you wait, the harder it is to get rid of those marks. And it just, I feel like had I not had those marks, I'd be able to go makeup free maybe every now and then without feeling kind of self-conscious. So there's that. And like I said, obviously now because of what's going on, you do wear a mask, which is, it helps out, but at the same time, I always worry that that's going to just make it worse. So I do recommend that if you have that issue, and you notice it's been 2 whole weeks and you don't, like if you're using like something that has good reviews and it's been 2 weeks and absolutely no change or it's getting worse, definitely seek help. I mean, there's just no way, there's no reason to live with all that annoyance. It really isn't. Plus the marks are, they just really tend to stick around for a long time, I guess. And I guess that's it, just wanted to help out anyone that was going through that problem. Guess let me know, and I guess let others know in the comments if you had that issue and what helped you. So, just help each other out, which I think is great. But that's the thing. I do eat less dairy now, which I guess is evident by my skin, but, pizza is, it's kind of hard to turn down, especially Whole Foods. And there's that. However, when I do eat Whole Foods, I notice that it's not as bad. It's like sometimes I can barely break out if I eat Whole Foods. You know what I mean? To the point that it's like it doesn't bother. But for some reason, when I would eat this frozen pizza, and I'm not going to say the name because I don't want you guys to think it's that pizza, because it's a personal thing. Like I said, what makes me break out, it's not going to make everybody else break out. That's why I don't want to use, say the name of the pizza one that whenever I would eat it, it would make me break out. I just didn't want to cause any issues. But there's that. I definitely also recommend, keeping track of what you eat, so that this way, if you notice, hey, every time I eat whatever, usually it's dairy, let's be honest, it just seems to make a lot of break out. But if you do write it down, you'll be able to say, hey, every time I eat this, I break out. So then, just you can avoid it and then say, oh, I've been avoiding this for 2 whole weeks and my skin looks so much better. To me, that was what made it easier to know, because back in the past, for some odd reason, I was on like a real health kick or something. I think I was like weighing 114 pounds or something like that. And I don't know, I was able to just completely skip out dairy for like a week, and I noticed my skin was almost perfect. So that's the reason why in this case, I decided, okay, I'm going to assume pizza's a factor, and I'm going to, keep track of it. And that's what did it for me. It's staying on track with this, with the 2 meds that I showed you, the ones that actually work, the clindamycin and tretinoin, and avoiding dairy as much as possible. So there's that. I mean, it's too bad. I wish it could be broccoli or something like that that made me break out, because then I'd have no issue avoiding it. But unfortunately for me, frozen pizza just really, my skin just doesn't like it. Okay, guess I'll end it there. As always, thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.